best quotes of all time, where the greatest quotes on the planet become your superpower.
Humans live between heaven and earth, just like a horse galloping through a thin dividing line. In the blink of an eye, it's all over. Zhuangzi, fame and fortune are merely fleeting vanities that demand so much of our heart and effort to attain. Yet, human life is so brief, just a few decades at most, no different from a fleeting dream, a profound sense of human existence. Short, fragile, and passing so swiftly that sometimes we haven't even realized it before we're on the other side of time. The horse charges at full speed through a boundary, as thin as a thread. That dividing line is the boundary between life and death, between today and tomorrow, between what we hold and what slips away forever. Human life is the same, born amid the vast heaven and earth, seeming endlessly expansive, but in truth, as short as a blink, as swift as a horse's hoofbeats crossing a meadow before vanishing at the horizon. The saying carries no tone of pessimism. Instead, it gently reminds us of the value in every living moment. When we understand that time waits for no one, we'll cherish more each morning. We can still breathe fresh air, each meal shared with loved ones, each dream still smoldering in our hearts. The brevity of life isn't meant to frighten us, but to awaken us to live deeper, truer, and kinder. Amid the immense heaven and earth, humans may be small, yet we possess the capacity to love, create, and leave our mark. If life is an unstoppable gallop, then run with all your passion, compassion, and awareness, so that when you cross that thin dividing line, you can smile in fulfillment for having lived a complete and meaningful life. Insufficient water cannot propel a large boat. Insufficient wind cannot spread wide wings. Zhuangzi, the journey of human growth. The large boat symbolizes grand ambitions. The wide wings represent the desire to soar high and far, while water and wind are the foundations, conditions, inner strength, and external forces needed to support those dreams. In nature, no matter how sturdy the boat, if the water is shallow, it will only sit motionless in the mud. No matter how broad and beautiful the wings, if the wind is still, they cannot lift off the ground. Humans are the same. If dreams exceed our abilities, circumstances, and preparations, they easily become burdens rather than motivations. It doesn't deny great aspirations, but emphasizes the importance of accumulation. Water doesn't fill naturally. Wind doesn't strengthen on its own. All require time, process, and perseverance. To navigate the boat of life out to the vast sea, one must quietly accumulate knowledge, experience, resilience, and character. Like a river, patiently gathering drops from high mountains. To make the wings of dreams truly take flight, we need to forge willpower, broaden our vision, and embrace challenges to create the winds of opportunity and timing. When the water is deep enough and the wind strong enough, the boat will glide forward and the wings will spread naturally. Stay calm in preparation. Live solidly from the roots, for when the foundation is full, the grand journey won't be distant, but the inevitable result of living rightly and deeply. Ordinary people, all like others, to side with them and hate those who oppose them. Zhuangzi, a very real angle in human nature. It's not a harsh judgment, but a sober, empathetic observation. In everyday life, everyone longs to be acknowledged, supported, to feel right and not alone. When someone agrees, our hearts warm, like walking a long road with a companion, sharing every step. Conversely, when faced with opposition, right or wrong, we easily feel threatened, our self-worth denied, leading to discomfort, defensiveness, even resentment. This stems from a deep human need, the need to belong and protect our fragile self. Those who side with us are like mirrors reflecting back, helping us believe our thoughts and choices have support. Those who oppose are like headwinds, forcing us to confront the possibility that we might be wrong, or at least imperfect. Thus, ordinary people often choose comfort over truth, allies over dialogue with differences. It doesn't encourage narrow-mindedness, but quietly invites us to a higher level of awareness. When we understand this as a common instinct, we can learn to observe ourselves, why we get angry at opposition, why we rejoice excessively at support. From there, mature people gradually learn to listen to both sides, value companions, but not hastily reject opponents. For sometimes, dissenting voices are the sharpest mirrors, helping us see our limits and improve. Realizing this, we'll be less extreme, more tolerant, and live lighter in a world full of differences. The greatest sorrow in life is the death of the spirit, while physical death ranks second. Zhuangzi. Physical death is visible to all, feared by all, as it closes our tangible existence between heaven and earth. But the death of the spirit is different. Silent, without fanfare, without funerals, without tears, and thus even more terrifying. It's when a person still breathes, walks, speaks, and laughs. But inside, dreams, faith, and the desire to live have dried up. Eyes without light, hearts without stir at beauty or goodness, souls like abandoned fields, no longer awaiting seeds. Spiritual death often comes from prolonged exhaustion, unhealed disappointments, forcing oneself to live against what one believes is right. When someone no longer dares to hope, no longer believes their efforts matter, they've lost the core essence of living. The body, though intact, is just an empty shell existing by inertia. Conversely, some people with weakened bodies, even nearing life's end, have spirits still bright, still loving, still eager to give goodness. In them, life still burns, quietly yet proudly. Care for your soul no less than your body. Keep a belief to cling to, a reason to wake each morning, something to love and strive for. When the spirit lives, humans retain the ability to rebirth, no matter how harsh the circumstances. And understanding that the greatest death isn't physical, we'll learn to live deeper, more awake, so each passing day is truly living, not just existing. You cannot discuss the ocean with a frog at the bottom of a well, nor talk about ice and snow with summer insects. Zhuangzi. Human perception is tightly bound to their living environment and breadth of vision. The frog at the well's bottom sees only a tiny round patch of sky. So even if you describe the vast ocean, silver waves, and endless horizon, it's all alien sounds, unimaginable. Summer insects, living their short lives in warm sunshine, never experiencing cold. So ice and snow are abstract concepts, untouched by real experience. Through this, the saying doesn't mock, but points out a truth. Each being's understanding is limited by its environment, experiences, and inner depth. In human life, this shows clearly through disagreements, arguments, and disappointments in dialogue. Not everyone who doesn't understand us is stubborn or malicious. Sometimes it's simply because they haven't stood there, haven't gone through it, lack the experiences to expand their view. When sharing grand ideals with those accustomed to small gains, long-term thinking with those seeing only the immediate, words, no matter how right, easily fall into void. Thus, the saying reminds us to choose whom to share with, temper expectations, and learn timely silence. Are we unknowingly the frog at the well in some area? Have we unwittingly become summer insects, closing our perceptions in familiar comfort zones? Recognizing others' limits is wisdom, but recognizing our own is a higher form of awakening. When humans ceaselessly learn, experience, and expand their inner world, the well deepens, its mouth widens, and the sky above is no longer small. We'll argue less fruitlessly, tolerate differences more, and continually surpass ourselves. So one day, we can understand the ocean, feel the ice and snow, and converse with the world in a broader, calmer, and deeper mindset.